Morning, everybody. So you were talking about businesses dying if they don't incorporate technology. Right now, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of businesses dying if they don't incorporate social and environmental good into their business models. The world is changing right now, and one of the key indicators in my work, and this has become my life's work, is the fact that there's a younger generation coming into play that wants to work for companies that serve some sort of purpose beyond the maximization of profit. There's a younger generation that is holding businesses accountable in ways we've never been held accountable before. Now, I'm not going to say that I agree with some of the tactics, cancel culture, for example, but we're not going to talk about that here. But what I do agree with is the idea of holding businesses to ethical standards, holding businesses to the responsibility of being the drivers behind the positive social and environmental changes we need to see in the state of Kentucky. For some people, this still sounds ethereal and idealistic. I argue that that is not the case. I've spent the last 3 years of my life going around Kentucky, talking to young entrepreneurs, students, business owners. This idea is gaining traction. And it's not just anecdotal anymore. You can see it showing up in some very important spaces. CEO of BlackRock saying that if you're not incorporating social good into your business model, you're a dinosaur in 10 years. So I could sit here and make the business case for this, and there's plenty of studies that show that companies that are doing this are sustainable, both financially and in terms of operational sustainability, that people want to work for and stay with companies that are operating this way. This current climate that we're in, and let me say I own a janitorial service, the last year of my life has been the most intense, as you can imagine, in terms of dealing with keeping people and finding new employees. And my argument is one of the things that's allowed us to not only hold on, but thrive in this moment is because we've incorporated a social mission into our model. That is, we serve our employees, we provide them access and opportunity, and commit to making their neighborhoods better. And we narrow that down to 2 areas of focus: physical and financial health. Now, to give you an idea, what does that mean? How does a company do this? Let me give you a simple example. A problem in my business, as you can imagine, is turnover, is people sticking around. Summing this up quickly, we went to our people and asked them what they needed, what are their wants, because at the end of the day, a company's going to keep employees that is providing them with the needs that they have, their wants, and really identifying what those are and spending time. So my people, the people that work with me, identified that they wanted more financial stability. Working on the market, I will tell you, the silver lining of all this is that the market is now, hopefully, and it's happening, is taking care of some of that minimum wage debate. And I think it's a great thing. So that's good news. But they wanted financial stability. So I have a business problem, retaining employees, attracting employees. I have employees that have a want, and that's my market for employees. So what do I create? Now, I know with our values and our social mission that I need to pursue something that is relevant. And by the way, we want to narrow the focus. We're trying to move away from writing 210 different checks to 210 different organizations in order to maximize impact, zeroing in. So we created a Working Your Way Home program with 5 community partners that is designed to give home ownership to janitors. We have a financial lender. We have HPI, which is a nonprofit housing organization. We have El Home, which is similar. And what we've done is we've created a program where my employees take classes, they learn about financial literacy, they learn how to maintain a home, and they go through this, they save up money each month, we match it, and there's a matching grant through Access Ventures in Louisville. And we just put our 6th janitor into home ownership last week. And thank you. The idea is, at the end of my life, I don't want my legacy for my kids to be my P&L. My son might be interested in that, but my daughters certainly aren't. I want it to be that, right? So that's the heart space. But the business argument is that, do you think those people are going to leave my company? Do you think those people aren't going to be talking to their friends and saying, this is the best place to work, this is the best place to go? That is what's happening. That's one minor example of a movement that is happening globally. It's happening everywhere. Canopy is working to make Kentucky first in this movement. What if Kentucky became known as the state that has created an environment, a fertile playground for social and environmental entrepreneurs? What if we were to do that? What if we got a network of businesses operating together to show that we back this? What if we got legislation at the state and local levels to show that we appreciate these sorts of efforts out of for-profit companies? I can tell you what will happen is all those young kids across the state that come to me and Ben and the rest of us at Canopy when we tell these stories and they go, I had no idea this was happening in Kentucky. When we see the young entrepreneurs across the state that come and say, you mean there's other businesses that are thinking this way? It's not just App Harvest, right? That there's other businesses that are going in this direction. Gosh, that is so exciting. Maybe I won't move to Portland, right? That's the idea. So what we've done is we've created a nonprofit that's designed to make Kentucky first in good business. We're not going to solve all the problems, but we could be a tool in the toolbox for our economic development work, and we could be a tool in the toolbox for the social and environmental change we need to see here in our state. So our 3 pillars of work are 1, educate. We call it the Canopy Travel and Roadshow because we embrace our Kentuckiness, I promise you. We are by Kentuckians for Kentuckians. We travel across the state, educating around the good business movement, educating around the macro ideas of the need for an inclusive economy. Let all the ships rise together, right? We talk about that across the state. We gather enthusiasm, we gather interest, and we have gathered a large network. The second piece is we certify. And right now, this is what I'm most proud of. We've spent the last 2 years creating a very smart online platform that is the Canopy certification process. We will have Canopy certified companies across the state of Kentucky beginning early next year. This is, you may have heard of B Corps. This is an on-ramp into the good business movement. This takes companies where they are through a series of basic steps, fundamental steps, and then they commit to improvement over the future years. It contains curriculum. We've got an awesome intern right now at Vanderbilt University that has been busy gathering case studies across the state of Kentucky of businesses that are positively affecting some of our toughest social problems: opioid addiction and recovery, housing, inequality. And we're gathering those case studies so they have a library to show how to do it. And then the idea is that as you go through this certification, you're not just doing the cool, sexy part, which is out in the neighborhoods and communities and these great programs everybody's excited about, but you're also paying attention to how you treat your own people ethically, taking care of your employees, that you're also crystallizing these notions in governance, in the processes and procedures of your company, and that your leaders buy in. Those are the 4 tracks. And then, along the way, people that are showing incredible aptitude for certain areas, businesses, we've got a merit badge system, DE&I, ethical leadership, social supporters. We've created this, and it's amazing, and it's going to roll out. The third part that we do is connect. And that is creating this network of businesses that are thinking this way so that we can move forward as a state. Because I'm going to tell you, and this is a friendly audience, and I think most of you will agree, that businesses can move a little bit quicker than some of the typical spaces we look to for social and environmental change. That small and businesses can make decisions and can take action and make things happen. So why not harness that energy here in Kentucky? And at the end of the day, what are we going to do? We're going to keep our kids here. We're going to keep our talent here. We're going to inspire our companies to incorporate this good into the work that they do. So now we get the double whammy of for-profit businesses succeeding because these models work financially. And the truth is I might ask you to look at something a little more like this as opposed to this. But that's sustainable growth. But we're going to keep our kids here. We're going to keep talent here. We're going to bring in innovative companies into our state. And it's going to help.